What's going on, everyone? So I want to talk about the potential of Khris Middleton being bought out. Did a video talking about the reports where Khris Middleton as well as CJ McCollum both aren't looked at as long-term answers or pieces for the Washington Wizards, and that there is an expectation that they may end up being bought out. Got a lot of the same reports with Marcus Smart, Rashawn Holmes, and they ended up buying them out. With that, I just want to kind of go over Khris Middleton. I will do CJ McCollum in a separate video because I do think Khris Middleton does make more sense than CJ McCollum, but I really want to kind of focus on each one individually. So let's dive into Khris Middleton. Now, Khris Middleton, look, he's 33 years old. He's going to be 34 in a couple weeks, so he is older. But look, I've talked about this. Lakers want to win now, right? Luka, LeBron, all of that. I don't care how old somebody is. I care about, can they actually make an impact? Are they somebody that can come in, play a role, and you're getting them for a vet minimum? You're not trading for them. You're not signing him for $20 million or anything like that. Again, you'd be looking for him to come in, be a rotation player, be a role player. He still, even last year, averaged 12 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists on 48% from the floor. That's good. Right? He's a guy that could slot in at your 2, slot in at your 3, right? Could even potentially take some pressure off on a potential Andrew Wiggins trade, right? Because Miami's looking at it as like, hey, you need this guy. You don't have that two-way 3-and-D wing. Well, we got him. Guess what it's going to cost you? If you end up landing somebody like a Khris Middleton, that could now potentially open the door to like, hey, yeah, we still want Andrew Wiggins, right? It'd be great to have both, but we're not going to rush this. And now we have Khris Middleton. So if you don't want to kind of meet us, and agree to terms, then we'll just ride with Khris Middleton. Khris Middleton, if healthy, that's the key. If healthy, can provide a lot of the same stuff as Andrew Wiggins. Still can defend. You talk about a guy 6'7", inside, slot in, 2 through 4, really more 2-3, but on occasion, small ball units, sure. Want to kind of go that run and gun style thing. But the problem is, again, his health. He played 37 games this past season between Milwaukee and Washington. He played 55 games, 33 games, 66 games, and 68 games the last handful of seasons. The last time he played 70-plus games was 2018-2019, in which he played 77 games. So it's kind of just been downhill from there. A couple things, though, about that is, one, you wouldn't be looking for him to necessarily be a starter. I mean, if he's healthy and he's looking great, then yeah, sure, you can. But it's not something that's a necessity. You're not looking for him to be one of your top-end players. You're looking for him to kind of be a rotation piece, be your 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th guy that come in, give you some veteran leadership, a guy that's won a championship, was 2nd, 3rd best player. Him and Drew Holiday kind of alternated those roles and duties, but guy that can come in on any given night and just give you some experience, give you some effort. I also think he'd be great for guys like a Duthero, right? Just again, another similar, wing size. Duthero is much more athletic than a Khris Middleton was, but Khris Middleton was very good, very crafty, being able to get to his spots, can score the basketball, can shoot the basketball, play on ball, play off ball. I like the versatility that a Khris Middleton could potentially bring. Again, yes, I want youth. Yes, I want athleticism. Yes, I want, two-way guys. I want all of these things, but so does everybody else. And the pool is very limited for what the Lakers can get. Lakers are very limited on assets. So what's the next best thing? If Khris Middleton at 34 years old can come in and give us, 8, 3, and 3 off the bench, right, and play defense and be a rotation player, that's perfect. That's fine, right? What is the best talent and the best ways to, gain that talent? And so far it's been the buyout, right? Imagine, again, and I talk about this, right? Imagine if the Lakers went and traded for a Nick Claxton, gave up all their assets for Nick Claxton, and then all of a sudden DeAndre Ayton's available. It's why I keep talking about, let's get through this wave, because especially as we start inching closer to training camp, you're going to get this wave of buyouts and players and teams that are just like, okay, let's get off of this guy, that guy. And there's probably going to be a couple names. We've already starting to hear a bunch of names, but you're probably going to get a bunch more that we're not even thinking about right now, that we didn't even know could potentially, especially with the new CBA. You see more buyouts this offseason than ever in the offseason, because of the new CBA. The new CBA has made things like, now I think, and I've talked about this, right? I think you're going to have free agency, trades, and then the buyout market. right? You've always had the buyout market, but it's kind of been very limited pool post-trade deadline. On occasion there'll be this random guy that's bought out or whatever, but it's not as regular as it's been this offseason. Right, this offseason, it's been in abundance, right? Washington alone has had a couple guys that they've bought now, right? So now if they're willing to buy out a Khris Middleton or CJ McCollum or something like that, right? I would be open to bring those guys in. They're still productive when they play, right? Khris Middleton's still efficient when he plays. He's still a guy that can have an impact, that can, be a difference maker in a playoff series. A guy that knows what it takes to win in a playoff series. A guy that has hit big shots and had big plays and played big moments and can defend, 1 through 4 on many nights. Right? Like the versatility that Khris Middleton brings, I think would be hugely beneficial. And again, you're getting him for a vet minimum. Right? Like I see so many people that are like, oh, like anybody over 30. And it's like, again, you need balance. Right? Like, again, even a team like OKC went and got veteran guys, that went and got a guy like Alex Cruz, because you need experience. You want experience. You want guys that have been in deep playoff runs and stuff like that. Right? Like it took OKC to get through. In the end, they're the outlier. They're the youngest team to win in like 50 years. Right? You want balance. You're trying to win for LeBron and Luka. Luka, the reports came out. Luka says he wants, or mentality is to win now. LeBron James, he wants to win right now, obviously. Right? So again, I don't care about who, if anybody over 30 wants to come. No. Can the guy play? Can he be a contributor to winning? Bring him in. Right? Especially on a vet minimum. If you're signing him long term or whatever, he's not a guy that I'd be looking at, for the next 5 years. But again, do we want to win now or do we want to win in 5 years? Right? Like, again, if you can get that young guy, if there is a young guy that becomes available that you can go and get, sure, go and get that guy. But there isn't right now, and they're not going to be bought out for free. You're going to have to trade for those guys. Well, guess what? You're probably giving up multiple players to give up those guys, so you're going to need to fill out a roster regardless. So bringing in a guy like a Khris Middleton solves that issue, solves that problem, and now gives you some of that confidence to go into a Miami trade or something and go, hey, again, we still want him. We still love to have him, but we don't need him no more. It's not something that we have to go rush to the door to go do. It's not something that we have to rush to the door to get. If there's a path here, we'll do it. Otherwise, we'll just ride with Khris Middleton and we'll take our chances. Right? And you have that now to where Miami might go, they're right. And you might be able to find that middle ground instead of, Dalton Connect, Rui. Again, you look at Ayton and Marcus Smart and the acquisitions that the Lakers have made this year, right? Like you've had several off of buyouts that Lakers would have had to trade for otherwise. And they're probably going to be very good and very impactful. But getting into Khris Middleton and kind of his production, right? Because that might open up some people's eyes a little more. Last year, between, again, Milwaukee and Washington, he played 37 games, started in 21 of them, played an average of 23 minutes per game, got 9.1 field goal attempts per game, shot 47.5% from the floor. With Milwaukee, he was 51.2%. Right? Now, Washington, again, they don't have this a Giannis that is a distraction for everybody, right? When you're talking about playing alongside a Luka and a LeBron and guys like that are going to be that distraction, that are going to get him quality open looks. I think that's very important. But, 47.5% overall on three-point range. On 3.6 attempts, he shot 36.1% overall. With Milwaukee, on 3.7 attempts, he shot 41%. It was Washington in which he shot 28% on 3.4 attempts. That really dropped his free throw shooting. But you look at the last few years. Again, he shot, with Milwaukee, 41%. But the previous year, it was 38.1% on 4.5 attempts with Milwaukee. This is a guy that's a career from three-point range, 38.7% on 4.7 attempts, so nearly 5 attempts. So this is a guy that can, shoot at volume and also give you some efficiency on ball, off ball, things like that. 2-point range. He was 55% on 5.5 attempts. He was 58.4% with Milwaukee, 49.4% with Washington. So he would have been nearly 60% had he not had the drop off in Washington, which again is a lot harder. You have to create more for yourself. But again, a guy that's still very efficient. EFG of 54.6%, free throw shooting 85.7% on 2.3 attempts. He grabbed 4 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, half a block, and 12 points per game. If you look at his per 36 real quick, basically if he was getting back to starter minutes, in total last year, he would have been 19 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 1.5 steals, and half a block. Again, sign me up for that. I would gladly take that, especially off the bench. He's still very efficient. He's still a guy that can play. Concern is the injury issues. But again, if he's your 7th, 8th, 9th guy, right, you want him to be healthy throughout the course of the season. But as long as he's giving you, 50, 60 games, you're fine. And then as long as he's healthy come playoff time, that's the key. Is can he be healthy come playoff time when you're really going to need him, you're really going to need his experience, so on and so forth. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, pass a question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.